Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Week in Review. This is where we go over all the videos we put out last week, give you some quick summaries of them, and then if you want to know more, all you gotta do is click the link in the description below. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, this is Graeme Anderson, and this week I looked at two games. The first was Smiles and Daggers, which says it's based on a classic game theory dilemma. I felt it didn't live up to that. The idea of the game is fine, but the game is just too thin for me to sustain it over the entire playtime, let alone repeated plays. I gave this one a 6 out of 10. The second game I looked at was Floor Plan, a roll and write game of building a house based on client demands. Now I enjoyed this one. The demands changed from game to game, and although there was very little dice manipulation, I still enjoyed being forced to place certain items on my plan. I also enjoyed showing off my house at the end of the game. I gave this one a 7 out of 10. And that's it for this week.
So for my reviews this week, I did a quick thoughts on 7 different games in one video, just some quick thoughts on some old games, some new games, so you can check out those. Castle Party is a flip and write game where you're drawing monsters inside a castle, and I felt like it was just too much work and effort for the amount of fun that it gave me. Where you flip cards over and form a polyomino shape, it sounded cooler than it ended up being. Happy City, this is a very light game, so this one I recommend. You can see it's a 7 out of 10, but I want you to realize that I don't want to play it that much unless I'm playing with people who haven't played many games, because it's really, really light. Not a lot going on in the game, but it's like a great introduction to other games, and also fantastic artwork. Almadi is a fun tile laying game in which when you put tiles down, when you connect arrows to different symbols, it will cause actions to go off. And it's just fun, lots of ways to score. I took a look at the second expansion for Quacks at Quedlinburg, the Alchemists. Very fun. I like it better than the first one. In this one, I mean, it takes up a little bit too much table space, but I like the idea of having an extra round in which the more different color chips in your cauldron, you get some cool special abilities. The Crew, and that was an 8.5 by the way, Almadi was an 8. The Crew Deep Sea Mission. This is the sequel to The Crew, and honestly, it's The Crew, but better. I give very few games a 10 out of 10. This is one of them. I think the trick-taking cooperative version of The Crew was already a 10 out of 10 for me, and this one's even better. I love it. We also did 3 live plays this week. We played Mythic Mischief. We played the He-Man game, Adventures in Eternia from Simon, and then me and Jimmy and Ruby played a couple games from Haba, Super Rhino and Animal Upon Animal. I also did some top 10 lists. I did my top 10 Small World Special Powers / races, my top 10 roles for Werewolf, and top 10 kids games that are good for adults. I also took a look at 2 more shelves in the library. Together as a staff, we took a look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe and ranked all the movies in order. And we did crowd surfing and look back. I did 2 Q&As, mostly because there's not a Q&A today, so I did the Q&A I normally do on Mondays. I did yesterday. So lots of stuff for you to check out. But until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been Week in Review on the Dice Tower.